I'm gonna say happy Working Woman Wednesday. If you're not a woman, then salute all of the working women, because baby, we be out here doing it. Rain, sleet, snow, tired, we be out here doing it. Recognize the woman. Not to take away from you guys. You guys, the fellas be doing it too. The brothers be doing it too. Good evening, guys. It is Wednesday. I am on day 9 of the 12-day financial planning series. I'm your girl, Finance Muslima. I am your licensed life insurance agent in the states of Pennsylvania, Connecticut, North Carolina, Georgia. I am your financial coach. I have proven results in clients and group coaching where I have helped people get from starting off anywhere from maybe, I don't know, it varies, but we'll say about saving 50 bucks a month to two, $300 a month, $400 a month. And then not only just, getting to the savings goal, but actually maintaining and managing their money and staying in that good flow so that they consistently do it themselves. Um, and then also, I've helped a lot of people in various different states that I spoke on, my licensing states, get LLCs, EINs, teaching them and showing them the proper way of, knowing how to legalize your business. Everybody is not meant to have an LLC. Just knowing your stuff, man. So I've been helping people do a lot of different things. I've been helping people do a lot. We got the life insurance, we have the money management part, debt management part, the whole financial thing, right? And then I'm an author. I created, well, before I dropped um, the 12-month financial planner, the physical product. I have a lot of digital products on my website where you purchase them, it's easy to be downloaded. But my 12-month financial planner was actually my first physical product that I actually created myself. You know how you tell somebody or you show them, what this vision is you have in your mind, and they help you make it come to life. Yeah, it was one of those type things. So yeah, I'm an author, I'm a speaker, guys. I don't you may have caught me on, somebody's podcast or speaking at an event in Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, Philly, various different places, guys. I've been really around. So I will say 2010 started selling cupcakes out my car, just trying to find that no cap income and trying to find my freedom stuck in healthcare back then. And then it just from 2010, it just led on to all of these things. Like I can't even, I don't even know. Well, I know how I ended up in finances. It definitely wasn't law for that. But it's like these things are kind of never planned. Once you get on that journey of going out and, just living by faith, just taking a lot of risk and believing yourself. And sometimes, all of the time you have to believe and believe and believe and have faith, even if you don't even know what the heck you're doing, right? It's really hard. But when you keep going, things like this happen. You started out selling cupcakes out the trunk of my car, and it's like all these life series of events in amongst 10 years. And then 2017, I end up in finances. 2021, I was sitting talking to you guys right now. I didn't have a real big deal in my business until 2020. It was a lot of up and down. First, 2017, getting into life insurance first. It was a real big deal. But your girl is here. So that's me. Anything that you need, I always tell you guys, I'm all things mindset and money because I know what personally helped me get over rock bottom, broken mentally and physically in 2015. I know what it takes. And this conversation that I have here and these things that we discuss, guys, is not for everybody. Everybody's not comfortable with this. Everybody won't be comfortable with this because a lot of people, I'm going to tell y'all this, I'm gonna dive into day 9. I'm gonna get into it, but I want to tell y'all this really quick. So somebody asked me, I was on doing, because I don't know if you guys know, so I'm doing the free 30-minute development calls. I'm doing the free 30-minute development calls. And so they've been booking. I've been doing pretty well, right? They've been booking. It's been fun. It's been amazing getting to meet a lot of different women that may follow me on social media, and have a lot of amazing, dope, really dope things going on, and just meeting that how to get to their own personal next level, or whether it be people that I may have met 2, 3 years ago at an event, and they're double back because they start following you on social media. Now they're like, you know what, girl, I need to holler at you. I do need some help with some stuff. But listen, that's what people do. You meet people, you'll plant a seed, you have a conversation with them. Ain't nobody talking to you about no finances while they out in the event. Like, girl, all this stuff I got going on in the back of my mind, and I'm out here cute, trying to have a nice time at this event. You ain't gonna talk to me about no finances, right? People don't want to hear stuff like that. So it's like, they'll catch the vibe, because I'm always just me, right? So in one way or another, they'll catch the vibe. I'm always real and transparent, and I'm a very down to earth person. And they'll connect. You'll connect with a person, and then everybody start following you on social media when you meet them. Nowadays, it's like when you meet a person, they're like, "Hey, what? Oh, so in Charlotte, this how they be. Hey, what's your name? No, they'd be like, what part of town do you stay? What do you do? What's your IG? That's the first thing everybody say. What do you do? What's your IG? But they will speak to you first, right? So people will follow you. It was a vibe and a connection. So you always gotta leave an impact, or leave something that they will remember, right? And then they'll definitely start going to go follow you on social media. And then they'll silently, look, and then you may say something that relate to them, or shoot them a random DM like, "Hey, how you doing? Long time no see." Boom. Now they start liking your pics. Now you intriguing them, and then you doing you. Like, I'm running my business. I'm just doing me, right? But of course, it was something that she could relate to, because otherwise, when she went to the Instagram, she would not have followed you if you weren't talking about something that she grabs to. It's just the timing, and it works out for everybody differently. So those phone calls and those emails, and those texts and those random DMs of people I may have met a long time ago, right? And now they're like, I'm like, gosh, it's time. When stuff like that happen, that's when I owe you this thing on my, like, trust the timing of your life. And my mentor always told me, and my dad always tell me that. But it's something that you don't really listen to, especially when you're not in a place in your life where you're working so hard to be, right? They're like, trust the time, trust the time. And you're like, no, I want the time to be now. But the time can't be now. Everybody's time is what it is. So the bottom line is, never stop planting. Never, never, never stop planting seeds. And then the second part of it is this. Guess what? This conversation is not for everybody. This conversation of finance is not for everybody. Um, this is a very emotional, heartfelt subject that a lot of people cannot talk about. And this is the thing. And when I notice it, when I see it, and I can have a conversation with a person, or I can watch them, and I could kind of know that they're the person that I used to be. That's real, and that's deep. And I'm gonna say that again. I can tell if whether she's that person that I used to be, right? So when I say that, back in 2015 when I hit rock bottom, like, if Jamel wouldn't have reached out to me and was like, putting me down with a lot of stuff, and putting me on game in the finance industry of how we started out, um, if I had kept that facade, if I had stayed in that dark place, if I had if I was like, if I didn't decide when I got that phone call, if I didn't in 2015, if I hit rock bottom and then I had a phone call from him, and then it was just finance, things was just rolling, right? No, I'm mistaken, guys. 2015, I hit rock bottom. 2016, around the end of 2016 with the phone call. And then 2017 was when I first started in life insurance. But listen, this is the thing. If I would have decided to play hardball with my friend and be like, oh, no, I'm good. I don't need no help, da, 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 and stay covered in, this facade and this front that we put on. It's mostly for social media, though. It's mostly the cover up that people put on for social media, right? It's the clothes, it's the weave, it's the lashes, it's the nails. Oh, I got the best nails. I was wearing them first. It's the shoes, it's the bags. A lot of things we do, not even just as women, but humans, period. We do a lot of things to cover up stuff. So, and women, we wear many different hats. We work with a lot of different pressure. We work with so many different things on a daily basis. But covering it up is not the way to go. It's not the way to go. Because you'll never. When do you get the balls, or when do you say it's time to stop playing with my life and I got to get something done? Even if you don't want to do it with me, if it's a finance issue, and even if you don't want to do it with Finance Muslima, you need to go sit with a financial professional and address these issues so that you can hit next level in real life, and not doing everything for clout on social media, because it don't last for so long. Speaking of, you can go to the website. I always tell you guys I got freebies for y'all. www.faithfamilyfinance.co. www.faithfamilyfinance.co. And get you the 60-day 60 ways to cut back. That's a really dope freebie. Or even the millionaire mindset, that's a dope freebie as well. But yeah, so guys, we have to stop doing things for social media, and holding up to this facade, and stop doing everything for clout, and stop following and mimicking and mocking and wanting to be like other people, and really focus on our own life. So that's all I wanted to say. And I want, my point was about that because my point was to that was that I used to be that person. So when I see it, I know it, I can grasp to it, and I'll be like, yo, she's so cool. Like I really like her. Like that girl, like she's really talented, or gosh, she really do got some resources, or she really got some lot of connects. She got a really awesome business, but it'd be this. It'd be this. So if you don't want to talk about money with your girl Finance Muslima, that's perfectly fine. Your girl Finance Muslima want everybody to win respectfully. And I genuinely mean it. Like I really do care. And I really do clap for other women, even if they're not my friends. That's just how I am. People always calling me randomly for resources, or connect to this, or I need this, but I'm in Philly, or I need this, but I live in Douglasville, I'm in Georgia. And I give them my resources. I am a dope connector. I always connect people. I give people what it is they need. And guess what? I'm the one that's really calling, asking other people for resources. But people call me and I give them to them. I don't care. Like your girl genuinely want y'all to win, because guess what? It's our time. We've been silently struggling for too long. It's our time to win. And if you are like me, you're the type of person, when you get on or you start winning, you start making some moves, you're supposed to double back, and you know what your people around you got going on and what they need. Reach out and help somebody else. You want to climb, you want to be able to climb together. Who wants to climb alone? Some people you can double back for or provide for, while you're going up, but some people you can't. So your girl genuinely wants y'all to win. So I'm just, that facade thing, like we have to get better with it as women. And yeah, we need to get better with that, because the more you hold cover that facade, and hold all of that pain in, and you don't want to share things because you got all these people on social media that hold you to these high standards, and they like, oh no, she the girl on IG, like she the girl on social media, what? But in real life, you not. Like my thing be like, why do you even care so much? It's not that deep. I don't want people to think that I'm decent on social media, but I'm really not winning in real life. I'm broke. I don't want, like, I personally don't want that. Like, I think it's so corny. So I'm saying that, this financial conversation is not for everybody. A lot of people want to make it look good, but it really don't be good for them. But they're not willing to they're not open to the conversation because they don't want you to know where they're at, where they're really at, right? So is this they're not able to take off all of these masks and different face and all of this stuff that they wear to cover up. And I always say, and I'm gonna always say, I know what it feels like because I've been there. So I know what they're going through, but you can't better yourself until you're able to be real enough with yourself to say, look, I need some help. And again, if it's not with your girl finance Muslima, get with a finance coach. There's plenty of people out here that's really educating and giving, real tools and resources on finance as a whole, not just credit, on finance as a whole. Because, your issue may be, I know how to do 10 bands a month, but I just might need to go back to the basics sometimes. I don't know how to save like I used to save, right? I started living this crazy lifestyle and I can't seem to hit the goals like I used to, right? So sometimes it might be taking it back to the basics. But when people have this facade and this role that they try to play, not just for social media, maybe people around them, then they don't want to talk about no finances. They want to listen to what everybody else got going on, and they're fine with being cute and I guess rocking out like that. But we got to get rid of the facade, guys. So this is day 9 of 12 days of financial planning. And again, if you missed it, this month, Black History Month, I decided to do 12 days of financial planning because, and I also dropped my one-on-one financial planning from $300 to $150 for the month of February. And then I said, some people can't afford $150. I know some people can afford if they prioritize, but me doing my due diligence and I know the content that I always drop, it helps a lot of people. And the feedback of the way that it helped you guys, I was just like, I'm gonna break this thing down into 12 days and I'm gonna give y'all personally everything you need to do to create your own financial plan. So some people were writing it down. Some of you got it. Some of you didn't. But so day 1, we focused on dreams and goals. Dreams and goals is super important because a lot of times we be faced with so much life. We always on autopilot, so much bills. Life keep happening. What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going on tonight? Get back to dreaming big again. Get back to always writing everything down. Get you a book and be a damn dope dreamer. Get back to dreaming. So dreams and goals was number 1. Day 2, we did personal finance strategy. Day 3, we did the cash flow summary, household. So it was income versus expenses. And then the day 4, we did the monthly cash flow. So we did based on how much money you made every month. You times that by 4. That was your monthly gross. And then we broke down the expenses and taking away things that we didn't need to have in the budget in order to hit the target. And then also always increasing the income and keeping the expenses as they are. You get a bonus on the job, you just hit a lick on an investment property. Your business did really well, profited this month. Keep the expenses the same and stack the extra cash flow into the next big thing that you got going on, or maybe even double up on inventory, whatever you need to do. And then day 5, we did debt management, good and bad debt. Yesterday we talked about, no, day 6 we did proper protection. the ins and out of the insurance. Insurance is 2021, guys. Life insurance is way deeper than just a death benefit, right? We need to get life insurance for all these babies, $500,000 policies right now. They start as early as 15 days old. You get an index universal life. Pay into it, let it grow interest. It goes from 6% to 6% to 11 to 12%, depending on what company you go with. But the bottom line is getting us used to growing interest on our money and not just having the mindset of paying interest to other people, far as car payments and credit cards. And we know how to pay interest, but do we know how to get paid interest? It's like, give your money a job, have the money working. And then day 7, we talked about the insurable need. When, and I said the truth about what your agent didn't tell you when it comes to the life insurance. How did you create the number of life insurance that you feel that you said you need? If an agent sold you, it's a psychology game to selling. I know because I play it. So if an agent sold you and you say you signed the policy, you started out with 100,000, something like that, right? Like, who told you? Like, what did you? How did you come up with the number of 100,000? So then we broke that down of what you personally want your life insurance to do when you transition, because all of us will, and we need to start having this conversation. And then yesterday we talked about, I broke down the proper steps and way strategy to create an emergency fund, being bare minimum 3 to 6 months of your expenses of what it costs you to live 1 month. Times that by 3, and that's the number that you should have in an emergency fund and a savings account that's separate from your savings account that you would dip into to get things done, right? So I suggest that you have savings accounts at a bank. Your money don't grow in the bank. The bank make money off of our money. You play with online savings accounts. You break it up. Capital One 360 online. You can have, I think, up to 5. So you break it down what you need savings for. You need savings to buy a new house. You try to buy a Maserati. You want to get a pool in your backyard. You want to take your children out the country. You want a vacation savings account. You can have up to 5 of them with Capital One. And they used to do really well. But since COVID, I think they're at like 1% right now. I told y'all that. Okay. So we're on retirement need tonight. So when it comes to retirement, we have a lot of people that may be just getting into business or may have been in business for some time. And I know that we laugh and joke and we talk about not being able to pay for health care on your own as being a business owner. That's the first thing everybody worry about, right? When you want to step away from work. How am I going to pay for health care? Well, you have business owners out here that may have Obamacare or, different other ways, or they may have an inexpensive plan, but they may have a very high deductible. So healthcare is just a small part of what we always talk about transitioning to the full-time entrepreneur, right? But the retirement is such a huge thing because I feel like we don't talk about it because we get so caught up on the day to day. We get so caught up on the day to day, when you're dealing with a lot of fast cash on a daily basis, and you doing pretty well. Your lifestyle is good. Everything is good, but we don't tend to strategically and properly plan for the future, and we don't make time to get educated to learn what products is out there, financial products is out there that we can get into and open and start investing in so that we'll be right when the time comes. You think you want to run a business for 10, 20 years and then you want to be looking for the government to do all this stuff for you when you get older? Because your kids or nobody ain't around. So you want to make all this money and blow all this money and do all these things, but you don't want to pay yourself nothing. Like, how does that work? We're not going to be able to do that. So everybody is different when it comes to retirement. When I ask my clients this, or even when I used to think when I first started my own plans and trust funds and getting things created for my son, right? So are you the person that retirement is an age for you, or is retirement a number? That's the first thing you need to think about, and you need to write it down. Some people may say the average number is 60, 65. That's when they want to retire, right? And I would ask them why, but some people don't know why they would say 60 or 65. That's just the average age that we know to retire from a job. So if you ask the person like, why do you want to, why do you want to wait till 65? They don't know. They just know that in our mind we've been trained to think that that's when we're supposed to retire. If you ask a person like me, and you be, for me, it's not an age, it's a number. Mine used to be an age when I was in healthcare, and I thought that was everything. Like I was going to be in healthcare forever, right? We think that, and then you get to the other side of the game. You get into entrepreneurship, you become business owner, you get more educated, right? And you start to expand your circle, and you start to get amongst winners and real wealthy people that's really living good and doing well. And you're like, yo, this is really tangible. I really can do this. Like it's not far fetched at all. Like I just have to change my thought process and my way of living. And you be like, yo, I really could do this. Because you're in a room with people that's really doing it. And you ain't even on their level. So you like, yo, I really can do this, right? So for me, it's a number. So if for you, if it's a number, then you would tell yourself, if you think that you need, okay, let's say that you be like, I want $1 million in my account by the time I'm 50. Now I have clients that really do set numbers like that, right? So let's say you have, you be like, I want $1 million in my account by age 50. So then my what I would say to you is, how serious are you about that, and how much are you willing to pay yourself and sacrifice now today? Are you willing to pay yourself $200 or $250 a month right now, and let those premiums grow and build cash value, and let that policy grow, 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 grow? By the time you look up, you be 50, 60, and you have your goal. Do you have that much sacrifice? How do you pay yourself? Where do you like, how do you pay yourself? Like we need to ask ourselves these questions. So if your retirement is a number, what is your number? And how did you come up with that number? So inflation is a big thing to think about in retirement, right? So today's $25,000 is not going to be $25,000. Then we always have to keep in mind, and I always say roughly about 2 to 3% inflation. So if you can say it costs you $4,000 bare minimum to live every month right now, what is that going to look like as taxes continue to increase, as the cost of living continues to increase? It's not going to be 4,000 5 years from now. So what are you doing to outpace inflation? So I'm going to give you guys some options of, typically what we run to for retirement needs. Social security check, government benefits. If you have a job, most people, they have a 401k set up. If they're not matching what the company is giving them, then they're just putting little to none in, and they're really not winning in it. And anyway, which is all tied to the stock market. So you can think you're going to walk away with 500,000, and in 20 years you give the company, but actuality that's not true, because when you got to pull out to order start paying yourself that money back when it's time for you to get it, you're going to get a big tax cut on $500,000. So they really going to win at the end of the day. It's nothing wrong with playing a 401k game, but not have all of your apples in one basket. So if you have 401k, I would say that you should have an IUL policy as well to add onto that, or have an IRA or something, or have an annuity. Um, if you are a person that you may come into some money, somebody may leave you some money, 20,000, 30,000, or you may grind up 30,000, right? You grind up 10,000, right? 10 bands. Put that 10 bands inside of an annuity. You can go with Delaware Life right now, they still got 6% guaranteed rate of return, 6%, I think, for probably 5 years, something like that, right? So um do you have the discipline to grind up 10,000 and say, I'm gonna put this 10,000 in annuity, and I'm gonna let it grow some interest. I'm gonna put it in there, and I'm gonna forget about it. And I'm gonna keep back going grinding like, like I'm still broke. And you forget about it, and that money been grown so crazy by the time you go back to it. And then this is the thing. With an annuity, if you're still young and you got years, that's only what they be guaranteed locked in for what 4 or 5 years. So you go back to it in 5 years and you put it in another product that has a guaranteed rate of return, and you just keep letting it grow until you're ready for it. That's what the wealthy do. We have to. It's just a mindset thing. It's definitely a mindset thing because we don't want to talk about or face what we got to deal with later. We've been, a lot, so much of a struggle and so much of trying to figure things out now that we're afraid to focus on next week because we don't even know what we're doing today. So, it's mindset, guys. It's mindset, and being able to discipline yourself and put up with the sacrifice. And the other thing I wanted to add on too, how many years do you want to live off of this money? So say for instance, okay, so I said the $1 million scenario. So I said her goal was $1 million by age 50, right? So the thing that would come next is how long would she be able to live off that $1 million at age 50? That's why you need to have a mindset in mind, money game planner. All of this stuff is in there. Break it down. You write your stuff down. Guys, we can't hit the target if we don't know how to, if we didn't even create a strategy. So if you don't have the mindset and money game planner, I'm gonna need y'all to go get one because you needed to get your whole life together, okay? Because this thing is about numbers. Now, if you the goal is $1 million by age 50, and I just told you bare minimum it costs this person in this scenario, right? 4,000 to live each month. So you could do 4,000 times 12, and then that's 1 year, and then you do 12 times 12 like that, and then add up 10 years. $1 million is not going to last you a long time. That's what living off 4,000 a month right now. Shit, it might be down 52 or 5,300 in 10 years to live bare minimum. So you have to think like that too. So okay, I'm gonna come up with this number that I want to have, and then she wants the account to pay her back a certain amount of money every month. This is going to add on to the social security, add on to the government stuff, add on to if she got a 401k. So boom, that's like 3 4 different streams right there when you're ready to retire, and it adds up. But this is the thing: how long will the $1 million last when it comes to start paying you out and the years start rolling? So if you say you want to retire at age 50, how many years do you want to be paid out? Will $1 million last you 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? So if you 50, you still got some time to go. We living longer. If you 50, you still got some time to go. So guys, this is to make y'all think about longevity. This is to make you think. And another thing I want to ask you guys is, this is supposed to make you think. You are working on your own personal financial plan, and I'm giving you all of the guys that's all of the things that's covered. And when I do a full one-on-one financial plan, right? And we on day 9, so I cover a lot, right? It's a lot for being on sale for $149. So this is the thing too. The only thing, well, the huge difference is I use systems. So I'm not really doing a lot of work, but it's a lot of conversation. And I ask a lot of deep questions because when it comes to your life, your finances, your mental, this is serious. This is serious stuff. So what I want you to, when you log off of this live, I want you to figure out and you sit down and do your numbers tonight or even tomorrow, and you say, what even do I have working for me in retirement wise right now? Ask yourself that. What do I even have working for me retirement wise right now? Do I have anything? I have a job. We have a 401k. Well, the statements come in the mail. Nobody reads them. I have clients that be FaceTiming me, asking me, can they pay me to get on the Zoom? They need me to help them read their 401ks. Listen, people don't read their stuff because number one, we really don't know how to, which is fine. But somebody have to start learning these things. Who's going to start learning how to do these things. So if you have the 401k, you need to go get your statements tomorrow, check your old mail or go through your emails because they do send stuff. Let me check and see how much money I got in here. They've been at this job for 5 years. I got 401k that switched from my other previous two jobs. The money just been building up, coming out of my check. I don't even know what I got. Yeah, I did it. I used to do that. So I know what it's like. Y'all know I got to be riddled. Check these 401ks and see where your money is going. See how much you have as of today. And then another thing too, it might not be growing in a way that you wanted to grow to hit that $1 million by age 50. So depending on how much interest and rate of return you're getting on the money, all of that is on your statement, and they predict it, and you can see what it's going to do in the next next year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. So if that's not what you want your money to do, why do you keep it there? Why are you just letting it come out of your check every month and just forget about it? You don't know what it's doing. And then, especially if it's not going to hit the target that you're trying to reach. Why? Because you never even started. Set a target. And then, two, you don't want to look at it because you don't want to focus on what you need to do. You don't want to face it. So you're just putting it off on the back burner because you think the government going to take care of you, and they not. So we got to face it, guys. We got to get this stuff done. So if you have the 401k, that's what you need to do. Check on your numbers. Check on that growth. If you're not getting the growth that you need to send me an email, or you need to go to my website, subscribe to the emails. You need to call me somehow, or my number's on the website, and you need to set up a consultation because you need to get some consultation on some other financial products that will work in favor for you and your family. And I'm going to just keep it like that. So yeah, the bottom line is check your 401k statements. Most business owners that have set with financial advisors usually put business owners in IRAs because that's the only thing that they make good money off. They don't do life insurance products like the Index Universal Life that I would refer a business owner to do because it has the most guaranteed rate of return. It has a cap and a floor. It has no tax when you're pulling out your money. So a lot of business owners that have set with a financial advisor, they're mostly the ones that have an IRA. That's cool, but it's always good to have other stuff. If you're a business owner, you only have one IRA, you don't plan to get into real estate, you don't plan on buying any land, what other assets do you have to pass down, or how else are you going to build some wealth? So yeah, that's the thing. And then Social Security. I'm 37 and I check my Social Security number. So go on the Social Security website. If you have worked a job before, you have some Social Security built up. If you work every day now, and that's what you do, you have a 9 to 5, it's definitely most important that you check on your Social Security. You need to see how much money you have. You're not going to wait until you're 40 years old, or not even that, because people get diagnosed with cancer and all types of having strokes, heart disease, and all that in their 20s and 30s. You won't wait until you can't work and then go apply for a disability check to see what it is that you have. Go to the Social Security .gov, go to the website and find out what your Social Security number look like. Because another thing with that, people start working and they think, oh, Social Security or this, but they're going to pay me for the rest of my life. No, they're not. They're going to pay you until you exhaust all the funds that you put the work in for since you was 15, 16, 17, whatever age you start getting the damn W-2. You're going to exhaust all of those funds. They're not paying you for the rest of your life. So I need for y'all to stop saying that, because that's not true. We need to worry about how much we paying ourselves for the rest of our life. Why can't we start thinking like that? Instead of worrying about what the government going to do, right? They're not going to do nothing but keep saying what they going to do. But for referral, it's not even enough money. So why are we focusing on what they doing instead of just keep focusing on what we doing? And whatever they do down the line, it'll be extra. And I say, thank you, I needed it. But I'm set up, and I'm gonna eat regardless, with or without y'all, right? And I'm gonna live good when I get older and retire, with or without y'all. So you have to create a plan now. It don't matter how old you are. It don't matter if you want to work till 70. It doesn't matter. The goal is not to just work, work, work and save. You can't save $1 million in the bank. The bank doesn't, we don't grow money in the bank. The bank is not going to let you win. They win with our money. So you have to have a strategic game plan and have your apples in multiple baskets, and so you can continue to eat. And lastly but not least, so the 30-minute development calls. I have 5 more that I'm doing for the rest of the month. I have 5 more calls I'm doing for the rest of the month. And the financial plan and the full one-on-one, go with you, get your whole thing together. www.faithfamilyfinance.co. If you get the financial planning, the full one-on-one package with me for 150, you get the mindset and money game planner for 19.99. All of that stuff is on the website, guys. If it's your first time on listening to the training, I hope you learned some really great stuff tonight, and I hope you applied it. If you didn't catch all of it, I'll leave it up. You guys go back and write down the necessary. Let's start having the finance conversation at the dinner table with our children. Let's put the phones up and let's engage more. Even when we got with our friends and we do girls' days like brunch and stuff like that, like my friends will text, every now and then, but we be so caught up talking about life, talking about men, talking about family, talking about business, talking about the kids. Like we be so caught up on talking. That's how you know when you're in the right. That's how you know when you're in the right place at the right time. When you're not on your phone. All of us run businesses from our phone. We need to make money. Yeah, we're gonna be connected. But the bottom line is you ain't gonna miss what God got for you, baby. So it's not that deep. I responded back to emails a week later, and the person was like, oh dang, you know what? Da da da. Yeah, I still listen. Even you could be on your time sometimes. You don't have to be, thirsty all the time. Nobody said miss the cell, but live your life. I highly encourage you guys to spend responsibly. I highly encourage you guys to track your progress, pay on time, and always, always, always keep building your credit, because that is what's going to leverage us from now until the end of time. It really, really is. So, guys, it is Wednesday night. I always tell you guys on a serious note, I'm all things mindset and money. I highly encourage you guys to make time for yourself, whether it be in the morning or night, 20, 30 minutes to yourself, and get used to blocking out distractions and learn how to tap into you. Dream big again, buy journals and start writing stuff down again. I highly encourage you guys to get that time with yourself and really block out life and focus on you, because I promise you it builds beats. If we need that downtime to ourselves, I'm telling you, we really do. So I encourage you guys to do so. And in the morning, you do your prayers, you do your affirmations, you do your prayers, you do your affirmations, you work out a little bit in your living room or go downstairs to your gym, or maybe you need to just go out for a walk and do some cardio with some earphones, right? Listen to some motivational stuff or a lecture or a podcast. Like, what daily routine are you doing to get back into you? You can go to the website www.faithfamilyfinance.co and book your 30-minute free call or even the financial planning.